Hi folks, I hope you're all well out there. I'm here to bring you first of all some good news, I think. The good news is that I can play guitar after the events of the last few days, and I say this because it was in some doubt, because that little health hiccup that I mentioned happened about a week ago, and what they called it was a minor stroke. And all of a sudden, out of the blue, I didn't have any control of this arm. This is a little scary, I have to say. I had the most fantastic care and attention from Frimley Hospital where I went. Blue lights flashing a lot, very exciting. I might post you a video if you like. I didn't want to say anything at the time because I didn't want anything surrounding it. You know, I really don't want sympathy. Please don't do that because it will clutter up my inbox. And I hate that. So, good news is I'm okay. Just doing what I'm told, which is basically nothing. I'm grounded. I'm not allowed to go out. Well, I'm not allowed to drive, not allowed to get on a plane, not allowed to raise the heart rate too high, not allowed to have planes flying over, which will stress me, but I'm good. The other news is our documentary has been very much in our minds, and we had some great reactions from farmers particularly, also from wildlife people, of course, because we're very much in that corner still. But the documentary was really about the farmers, as people discovered to their surprise, I think. And it's no surprise to me that we are not at odds at all with the farmers. We are at odds with the people who have been feeding them the wrong information, which, excuse me, is the whole deal, really. And we've been attacked very strongly from some quarters, and you have to look very carefully because the people who are shouting the most, of course, are the people who feel most threatened. So I'm just going to leave you with that thought.
Sir Brian May, the iconic Queen guitarist, astrophysicist, and passionate animal rights advocate, recently revealed that he had suffered a stroke, which temporarily left him unable to use his arm. At 77 years old, the legendary musician shared the news in a video posted on his personal website, where he appeared animated and in good spirits despite the severity of the situation. In the video, Sir Brian assured fans that he remains capable of playing the guitar despite what he described as a little health hiccup. He also requested that fans refrain from sending him messages of sympathy, emphasizing that he doesn't want his inbox to be overwhelmed with well wishes. This stroke marks the second major health scare for Sir Brian in the past 4 years, following a heart attack in 2020 for which he had to undergo surgery. At that time, he was already recovering from a ripped muscle and trapped nerve injuries sustained during a gardening mishap when the heart attack occurred. Sir Brian quietly disclosed the news of his stroke early Wednesday morning, sharing a video on Instagram at 1:42 a.m. UK time. In the video, he expressed relief at being able to play the guitar again after the ordeal, demonstrating his ability to move his fingers. He recounted the events of the past week, revealing that he had experienced a minor stroke, which temporarily rendered his left arm uncontrollable. The experience was alarming for the musician, who described the sudden loss of control as scary. He recounted being rushed to Frimley Hospital in Surrey in an ambulance, a journey he found very exciting. He expressed deep gratitude to the medical staff who provided him with fantastic care. Despite the frightening experience, Sir Brian emphasized that he did not want to draw too much attention to his condition at the time, preferring to keep the news private to avoid eliciting sympathy from fans. He reiterated this sentiment in his video, asking his supporters to refrain from sending messages of concern, as he dislikes having his inbox flooded. As a result of the stroke, Sir Brian is currently grounded and under strict medical advice. He explained that he is following doctor's orders, which include not driving, flying, or engaging in any activities that could elevate his heart rate. Despite these restrictions, he reassured fans that he is okay and in good spirits. Interestingly, just days before the stroke, Sir Brian had made public appearances, including an interview on ITV's This Morning on August 23 to promote his BBC documentary on badger tuberculosis. He was also photographed discussing the documentary at a wildlife center in Surrey a week earlier. The documentary, which aired on the night of August 23, sparked a significant response, particularly from farmers and wildlife advocates. In his video, Sir Brian noted that the documentary had received positive reactions, especially from farmers who were surprised to learn that he was not at odds with them but rather with those who had provided them with incorrect information regarding badger culling. Sir Brian's activism, particularly his opposition to the culling of badgers to prevent the spread of bovine tuberculosis, remains a central focus of his work. He has been an outspoken critic of the practice, advocating instead for vaccination as a humane alternative. Despite his recent health setback, he has continued to share videos on Instagram related to his campaign, demonstrating that his commitment to animal rights remains undiminished. This recent stroke is not the first time Sir Brian has faced serious health challenges. In 2020, he suffered a heart attack while recovering from a torn muscle and trapped nerve caused by a gardening injury. The heart attack occurred suddenly, with Sir Brian experiencing chest pains and a tightness that extended to his arms, along with sweating, classic symptoms of a heart attack. Realizing the seriousness of the situation, he contacted his doctor, who personally drove him to the hospital. There, an angiogram revealed that Sir Brian had several blocked arteries, putting him at risk of a potentially fatal heart attack. Initially, doctors suggested that Sir Brian undergo open heart surgery to address the blockages. However, he opted for a less invasive procedure involving the placement of 3 stents in his heart to restore proper blood flow. Despite the gravity of the situation, Sir Brian maintained his sense of humor, referring to the incident with a nod to Queen's album Sheer Heart Attack in a social media post. Reflecting on that health scare, Sir Brian's wife, Anita Dobson, recounted how she initially thought her husband was merely overdoing it after too much exercise. It wasn't until he insisted that something was seriously wrong that she realized the severity of his condition. Anita later revealed that she was shocked to learn how close Sir Brian had come to death during the episode. Sir Brian has never let his health challenges deter him from his passions, both in music and advocacy. Last month, he faced controversy after the release of his BBC documentary Brian May, The Badgers, the Farmers and Me. The film, which criticized the ongoing badger cull, sparked debate over BBC's impartiality, with some arguing that commissioning the documentary was incompatible with the broadcaster's neutrality. Despite the backlash, the documentary had a tangible impact, with the Labour Party announcing plans to end the badger cull within 5 years and to focus on vaccinating the animals instead. Sir Brian's illustrious career began in the 1960s when he formed the band 1984 with school friends before going on to create the band Smile with Roger Taylor, who would later become Queen's drummer. The two eventually joined forces with Freddie Mercury and John Deacon to form Queen in 1970, a band that would go on to become one of the most successful and influential rock bands in history. Over the years, Sir Brian's contributions to music, his advocacy for animal rights, and his work in astrophysics have earned him numerous accolades, including an OB in 2005 and a knighthood in 2023 for his services to music and charity. Earlier this year, Sir Brian and the other surviving members of Queen, along with Freddie Mercury's estate, were reported to have benefited from the sale of the band's entire back catalogue to Sony Music for a staggering £1 billion. This massive deal underscores the enduring legacy and popularity of Queen's music. Understanding the symptoms and causes of a stroke is crucial, as it is a life-threatening medical emergency that occurs when the blood supply to part of the brain is cut off. The brain, like all organs, requires oxygen to function, and when this supply is restricted or stopped, brain cells begin to die, potentially leading to brain injury or death. There are 2 primary types of strokes, ischemic and hemorrhagic. Ischemic strokes, which account for 85% of cases, occur when a blood clot blocks the blood supply to the brain. Hemorrhagic strokes happen when a weakened blood vessel in the brain bursts. Risk factors for stroke include high blood pressure, high cholesterol, irregular heartbeats, and diabetes. The main symptoms of a stroke can be remembered with the acronym FAST: face, drooping on one side, arms, inability to lift one arm, speech, slurred or garbled speech, and time, the urgency to seek immediate medical attention. Other symptoms may include paralysis on one side of the body, sudden loss or blurring of vision, dizziness, confusion, balance problems, difficulty swallowing, severe headache, and loss of consciousness. Sir Brian May's recent stroke serves as a reminder of the importance of recognizing the signs of a stroke and seeking prompt medical attention. Despite this setback, Sir Brian's resilience and determination continue to inspire his fans and followers around the world. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and turn on the notification bell for more updates on celebrity deaths and news updates.